Dear Westwood families, welcome to the 2017-2018 school year. I know the year is in full swing and lots of routines have been established at school and at home. And it's amazing how busy family life gets through school and outside activities. Saying that people are busy is kind of an understatement. I know that you're busy and I want you to stay in the loop. So what you're watching right now is the first edition of what I like to call the Westwood Loop. And the Westwood Loop is a way for parents to stay involved with what's going on at school, whether it be from myself or other teachers or other educators, about what's taking place in Westwood and ways that you can help your child. Now, students from the Greenwood High School are going to be participating in helping us make these videos throughout the course of the year. And these videos will come throughout in a school messenger through an email or a link to our website that kind of talks about the things that we're highlighting for that month. And this will keep you up to date with what's going on and what's taking place in Westwood. And at the end of the video, what's going to take place is we're going to have what I call the spy cam of Westwood students. Students throughout Westwood will have their picture taken, whether that is at the playground, in the lunchroom, in the classroom, candid pictures of the kids participating in Westwood. So after you finish watching what's going on at Westwood, you're going to have an opportunity to see your kids in action at Westwood. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about school discipline, the school discipline procedures. I've been working in education for 20 years as a classroom teacher and as a principal. And one thing that is crucial for students to be successful in the classroom is for there to be a safe learning environment that's friendly, that's warming, that's inviting, but it's respectful on the teacher's end and on the student's end. And as I network with other principals and other teachers throughout the state of Indiana, I've kind of found that there's kind of been a growing trend where the students and the classroom environment isn't as conducive as to learning to as it once was. I'm not trying to get back to the 1980s when I was in elementary school, but what I'm trying to say is I want the student learning environment to be one where it's respectful of all students. That I wanted to work on. We're going to highlight this month, the disruption and sometimes the student interaction, which is kind of chronic misbehavior with what's going on in the classroom that sometimes is interfering with the learning environment. When students have disruptive behaviors or disrespectful, or like I said before, chronically misbehave, that is a hindrance to what's going on in the classroom and it interferes with learning. So instead of wishing things would just change, my goal with working with the Westwood teachers is to refocus our attention to help students be successful and help parents know what's going on in the classroom so that you can support that positive learning environment. I know the parents of Westwood students want their student to be in an environment where the students are safe and they're able to learn, and it's an opportunity for the teacher to learn, the teacher to teach, the student to ask questions, and it to be a safe learning environment. So the teachers and I have come up with two different proposals that we're going to be focusing on this school year specific to discipline. One, all students in grades K through 5 are going to be participating in a social emotional curriculum program called Second Step. It is a program that the tenet of the program is to get students involved with different ideas of how to be a better listener, how to be respectful, just overall how to behave as a better citizen while in the context of a regular classroom. Students are going to be having weekly lessons with a classroom teacher. They're going to be having exposed to announcements from myself or experiences with Mrs. House, our student service advisor. I'm super excited about what's going to be going on with our Second Step program on a weekly basis throughout the course of this 2017-2018 school year. Our second initiative, teachers are going to be focusing on our school-wide discipline program. Our program is going to have two tiers. The first tier is going to be where teachers manage the discipline program. And those are the normal, nothing really is changing in terms of how that is managed by the teacher, except that instead of not sometimes knowing what's going on, the parents will have communication from the teacher, with a discipline form. And this discipline form will come home after the student has done something that is an offense that would be considered minor or habitual enough that it was causing a disruption to the classroom. For instance, those things could be excessive talking back to the teacher, talking back towards the teacher, being rude or disruptive, minor things, minor touching other kids or inviting personal space. Those are examples of some of the behaviors that the teacher is going to handle and has always handled within the context of the classroom. What's different is that you will receive a parent form that says, outlining what the teacher saw, what was going on, that was part of the discipline referral. Now the discipline referral, that is all handled initially by the classroom teacher. Now, once the student reaches to that second tier, and that's kind of what is new that I want to highlight, is the second tier of the program is if they receive, as the number of chronic misbehavior infractions take place, those infractions will then be sent down to myself in the office. If they have 3 or they have 5, we have a tier 2 part of that program. And that tier 2 would be, there are different consequences that are given out by me in the office. Now, hopefully, when a student gets the tier 1 discipline referral, what will happen is that's going to change the behavior. And that's really what I'm hoping for, is that your help to make sure that our learning environment is safe takes care of all of those issues. But if it continues and there's repetitive misbehavior and it becomes chronic, the severity of the consequence once it's referred to the office after the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, and going on, I have a tier 2 continuum. The severity of the consequence will increase. Some of the students, you may have students that are part of the middle school and it's more of a tiered kind of a log entry. That's kind of the premise that I've modeled it on. The reason for doing this is not to be mean. It's not to be trying to hinder what's going on in the classroom. The goal is to enhance what's going on in the classroom. My goal is for the students to have a safe learning environment. The consequences that are given by the teacher or by myself are, the intent is to change that behavior. We're working on coming up with other positive ways to incentivize the students to do what they're supposed to be doing and incentivize those good behaviors. And more information will be coming on those. My goal in this overall discipline program and overall what I'm calling the Westwood Loop is to keep parents informed of what's going on in the school day. When students are in a safe learning environment, they have an opportunity to learn. My goal is, what I'm asking your help on, is I want for you to help support what we're doing in the classroom. It's an honor to be able to serve as the Westwood principal, to walk into the classrooms and see the learning that's going on, and to make sure that students are having an opportunity to learn in that safe learning environment. I want all 425 students that walk through Westwood doors on a daily basis to have that kind of learning environment. I appreciate you taking the opportunity to watch update our Westwood Loop and seeing what's going on new in the school. I'm super excited about some of the activities that I've got planned for you to see in these 5 to 7 minute video clips of what's taking place at Westwood. There will be things talking about homework. There will be things talking about what you can do to kind of help your child be successful with specific areas. I am excited about this opportunity to be on demand at your time when you have an opportunity to watch kind of what's taking place. I like to, every Wednesday, all the teachers at Westwood stay after school when the kids go home early, and we do what's called professional development. We release early at 3 o'clock every Wednesday. And my goal is to help teachers be successful in the classroom. That is my goal with what we're doing with the Westwood Loop. I appreciate you taking the opportunity to watch and work with us and continue to work with what's going on with your child's classroom teacher to ensure that Westwood is a great place to be. Please keep watching in the future to see all the great things that are going to be taking place at Westwood. Remember, after I finish, there's the Westwood spycam, and your student will have an opportunity to see what's taking place at Westwood. Thank you, and have a great day.